everybody? I did this whole entire video already one time, but I didn't record my voice and I didn't want to do a voiceover. So I'm back on here trying to do this whole thing again. Okay. Hopefully everybody's okay. I had a rough night. We had some storms come through where I live and some people died. May they rest in peace. We had some tornadoes dropping and stuff, but everything is all good. Um, on top of this coronavirus thing. I want everybody to be okay. We don't need any additional problems going on. But I'm on here today because I wanted to show. I've gotten a lot of questions about how I do book covers from people who aren't graphic designers or graphic artists. And this is a really, really simple book cover. This will be my upcoming poetry book. I have another book coming out. It's called Grandma's Gun, and it'll be out in August. But this is a the cover of my poetry book. Um, entitled Verse. And I'm going to go through the reason I'm using this to show everybody graphic design, some simple things about graphic design is because it was an easy cover. I did the cover in like 10 minutes, maybe even 5. I developed the idea. Of course, all ideas for graphic designers, they come from the top of my head. So um, there was nothing that well, my poetry inspired me. And I was earlier the day, I was just saying, what am I going to name it? What am I going to name it? What am I going to name it? And so it's going to be named Verse. The title's Verse. It's already available pre-order and up, so you can pre-order it, and when it hits, you will get it directly to your Kindle or tablet. Okay. So I'm going to show everybody interested in graphic design exactly how I designed this simple cover. Um, so here is the cover. I'm going to duplicate this because I don't want to mess up anything. All right. So I'm gonna take that down. That was my original setting. Okay. So here's the control over here. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to erase all this other stuff. As you can see, I'm over here in my layers. And with Photoshop, you work in layers. Everything is a layer. If you don't know how to work in layers, you don't know how to work in Photoshop. Um, so I started off with a transparent, like, I'm going to call this a table. So if you walk over to your table and it's empty, there's no plates or anything on it, no forks, it's not set. So this is like your table. It's empty slate. It's your foundation. And it's transparent. I could have color on this, but I don't. It's transparent. I always use a transparent background, okay, when I start. Um, the first thing I did was I made this black. So let me go ahead and make it black for you so you see exactly how I started. Okay, so excuse me, I've been eating. Oh gosh, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, so I made this black. All right, so what I did was I just went over here to the paint bucket. This is the paint bucket, and this is where you click on all your colors. And I made it black, okay? Then I decided, okay, I want to make some roots. I made my roots. I didn't buy the roots or anything. I didn't buy this flower like this. I actually designed the flower myself. So the only thing I did go to get a royalty-free commercial use photo of the top of this rose, okay? But all the rest of this I created, okay? Um, so let me show you how I made some roots. I said, well, I need a background for my roots. The roots are white, so I did an off-white color, and that's the background. If I move this, that is the white color that I put on top of my foundation. Then I put black here, okay? So I go over here to my eraser. I have an eraser tool, and these are some of the tools, the shapes of the erasers, and I'll show you exactly what one does. If I was to choose this, that's, that'll erase it. It's just as simple as that, okay? I don't want that shape. I have different eraser tools over here, and the one of them that I used was this eraser tool. As you can see, this particular line right here looks identical to the line on the control picture. verse. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase some of the black off and let the white background show through. So here I go. Boom, there you go. That's one of my roots. Okay, if I want to change the direction of the root, I change the direction of it. That's not what I want. Okay, and so boom, there's another root. If I want to make it dusty, that's the reason I like to use the eraser tool instead of the paintbrush tool. I could actually paint um roots on the black. However, it won't come out as grainy around the sides as the eraser does, because if I continue to click, I can actually make grains. See that? Okay. So let me take some of those off. All right. And so let me get these off of here real quick. I don't know why I did all those. Well, I'm gonna leave those up because I'm not gonna take them all off. I'm just gonna get let me see another one. I can use this little scraggly looking root right here and go to town. Put another root right there. Switch it around. Put one right there. So it begins to look like something you would, if you would go out and pick a flower, okay, you would see some roots, all right? And that's what it will look like, sort of, okay? And it leaves a little bit of dirt and grime, or the you kind of get the picture of the little speckles that it leaves that is coming up out of dirt, okay? And because this is a poetry book, everything about the cover means something to me, and I'll get into that in a minute. So then I put my name down here, okay? Because, and I'm going to get into the meaning of that. When you're growing something, the foundation of it is what nurtures it, keeps it alive. Okay, especially when you're talking about a plant, they get all their nutrients from the soil. Well, this book got its nutrients from moi, yours truly, and so I put my name there. Of course, I could have put dirt here, but dirt didn't do it. I did it. Okay, so it's coming out of me. All right, so next thing is what did I do next? Okay. So I found verse. I said verse. I started with red. I didn't like the red, but I chose the red for a reason. I'll get into that later on. So I said, okay, let me throw another one on top. I'm gonna do green, but I wanted the red to come through. Okay. So what I did was I cut out the font. All right. So it's called rasterizing, really. Oops. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to rasterize this font, and I'm going to take another brush. You can do that with the eraser brush. I'll do this shape this time, just so I can show you exactly what's going on. Whatever's behind this font now, because of what I just did, it's going to show through the font on top. So I'm going to erase. Boom, there it is. I can come over here and do it. I can um, do that if I wanted to do it. Well, however I wanted to do it. I just wanted to cut out my R real quick so I can change it however I wanted to change it. All right. So that's that. And then I went ahead and what did I do next? Oh, I took another brush. I'm gonna go ahead and take that little canvas off. I'm gonna put the real deal up. Okay. I got another brush and I built the stem or the stalk, whatever you want to call it. I built that, and then from behind it, I made it a darker green color, and then I put my rose up there. Boom, simple, right? So that's exactly how I made verse. It's really simple. You work in layers. There are so many different things you can do with this. Like there's so many, I'm not even going to go into it, but because it's going to take a while, but that's how you use Photoshop. You work in layers, and voila. Like I said, I think I told you already that I did this in like maybe 10 minutes. The longest thing, the idea, coming up with an idea is actually what takes the longest. Also, the colors, let me go over the colors. I um I decided to use the green, the red, and the roots. All of that in the black background because all of that represents me as an African American. Okay? All the colors, the red, the green, including the yellow, and the black, especially the red, green, and black, it represents me as an African American. A lot of the poetry in verse has a lot to do with my ancestry, but it also has a lot to do with other things. So basically, when I look at this book cover, it shows that how a beautiful thing came out of how a beautiful something beautiful was created after it had to come through the dirt and the grime and bust through the concrete, and here it is beautiful. Okay. And it represents a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of stuff, from me personally to my ancestors here in America. Like, it represents a whole bunch of stuff, but just looking at it, you might not see it. You would have to ask the author. And this is exactly why it is, and it's called verse. And hopefully you enjoy. I rarely put out a poetry book, and this is the poetry book I'm putting out. I put out one a long time ago. Um, but yeah, verse, go get it. Pre-order it. It'll be ready for